So this air compressor was sent to us by Gobege. Don't know exactly how to say it. I apologize. Maybe if you know how to say it, maybe you can let us know in the comments below. So we have a 30-foot air hose. We have an 8-foot cord that hooks up to your battery. So that gives you about 38 feet worth of working space. I've aired up the 2 front tires on my truck. We keep our camper tires between 120 and 125 psi cold. That's what they're rated for. They're H-rated tires. And I aired up all 4 of those as well. So as you can see, it didn't get too terribly hot. We haven't really tested it too hard yet, but I've got an idea on a pretty difficult test for it. Let's see how it handles it. Put on my dirty coat, crawled underneath our camper, and something you always want to make sure is the PSI in your spare tires. A lot of people forget that. I've been guilty of it too. This time I didn't, because I've got a great test for this. So our spare tire, after checking the PSI, for some reason it was a little low. So as you can see, it's a little low. But we're going to air it up to a target of around 120 to 125 psi. I'm going to time it. I'm going to see how long it takes, and I'm also going to see how hot the compressor gets, because this is not a normal air up. Most of the times you'll have like 30 psi in your truck tire, your car tires 35 psi, all the way up to like 80 psi. So let's see how fast this thing takes to fill up to 120 from 56.5. So really quick, our camper is 41 feet long. Our site only allows my truck to get so close. So I did have to add an extra 25 feet of air hose to be able to reach all the way to the back to our spare. I could have easily taken the spare off, wheeled it to the front of the truck, or to the truck, and had no problem airing it up. But I just wanted to throw that out there. It is very simple to go ahead and add an extra little section of air hose and solve the problem. See how fast this thing fills up. So the inline air pressure gauge that came with the air compressor said we were at 125 psi, and we are at 123 psi. It aired it up under 11 minutes. I think that's pretty fair. And this little compressor didn't stutter, it didn't strain. I couldn't tell the difference in the sound of the compressor when it was airing up our 80 psi versus 120 psi. And that's saying something, because a lot of compressors, they strain going up to that big a psi. This thing is rated all the way up to 150 psi, and I believe that it would do that no problem. Okay, so yes, I changed coats again. This one's warmer and it's newer. I don't want to get underneath the rig crawling around with my good coat on. But let's get to it. This air compressor was sent again to us as a review product. I did not pay for this compressor, so I just let them know that this was going to be an honest review. And those of you that know us and have been around with the channel for a long time or for a while, you know that we don't sugarcoat anything. We don't say something is one way and, lie. So, do I like this air compressor, this portable air compressor? First off, you saw what we did with it. You saw the operating temperature for us and what we used. You know that 125 psi or 120 to 125 psi is more than 90% of the people that will buy this will use it for. And I'm going to say that it did fantastic. No complaints. The pressure gauge is about 2 psi off, which that's perfectly fine. It's a lot closer than I anticipated it being. So yeah, thumbs up for that too. But it's a heavy duty, awesome little air compressor for the price point. My personal opinion, I don't think that this can be beat. Again, we were looking at getting one of these, and it just so happened that they reached out to us about that time, and so it worked out well, and I am super glad that it did. It is very sturdy. All this is metal. It's good and solid metal. It's got a air filter up here that you can change out. Yeah, no complaints. Solid little compressor, and say it'd make for a great Christmas present too. You always need the things that get you from point A to point B. When you're camping, you need 2 of those. So we do have an onboard air compressor with a tank, again, on our truck, but this is definitely going to be a great, I wouldn't even call this a backup. I plan to use this to air up our camper tires because the operating PSI is 150 PSI, and it inflated these tires quicker than our onboard on the truck can. So very happy with it. Definitely recommend it. Again, check your tire pressures. Keep them aired up during the cold weather because they're going to fluctuate from day to day or week to week. And the link to this air compressor is going to be in the description below in this video. So I highly recommend that you guys go over to Amazon and check this thing out. And again, 2 thumbs up from us. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, safe travels, everyone.